Hello friends, good morning all of you. Here I am Gadekar Sachin Pandit. Last lecture we are discuss on HPLC. Okay, paper CHA 392 392 in which first chapter we are discuss a HPLC instrumentation of HPLC. So last lecture also discuss on the point of different points of chromatography. Okay, so in which we are discuss a principle of HPLC, advantages of HPLC, types of chromatography, and types of liquid chromatography. Okay, and advantages of HPLC also discussed in last lecture. Okay, today we are discuss on the types of HPLC separation. Also discuss a types instrumental part or instrumental components we are discuss in this lecture. So first types of HPLC separation. First types is the normal phase separation. Second, reverse phase type separation. And third is the adsorption types of separation. So next is the ion chromatographically separation, and lastly size exclusion chromatographic types. Okay, so these types depends on the separation technique. So normal phase separation, we separate or we analyze polar analytes, okay, by partitioning onto a polar bonded stationary phase. Polar analytes were separate in this technique in normal phase separation. So next is the reverse phase. Reverse phase separation for non-polar analytes. Okay, means compound consists of non-polar components by partition, partitioning onto a non-polar bonded stationary phase. Okay, in normal phase we use a polar components, and reverse phase we use a non-polar analytes and use a non-polar bonded stationary phase. So third is the absorption. Adsorption, these techniques in between the normal phase and reverse phase. Okay, so normal and reverse phase, these adsorption techniques are used for the moderately polar analytes adsorption onto a pure stationary phase. Stationary phase here use a alumina or silica. Okay, silicate materials used as a stationary phase, and this adsorption technique, adsorption types of separation HPLC use a moderate polar analytes. And fourth is the ion chromatography. Ion, these organic and inorganic types of ions we are separate using these types of HPLC. Ion chromatographic types, separation of organic and inorganic ions by their partitioning on ionic stationary phase non-bonded to solid support. Okay, so last is the ion exclusion chromatography. These size exclusion chromatography is depends on the size of our analytes. Okay, so larger molecules based in the form takes a maze or tunnel in the stationary phase. In this size exclusion, bigger bigger or large ions separate the first. Okay, means in column they traveling times is so very low, so that's why these larger molecules come out first. Okay, so in this size exclusion chromatography, we use a for large molecular ion base for separation. So next is the HPLC methods. Specially, these specific method used for a specific compounds. Okay, so EPA 555 555, these methods used for a specially chlorophenoxy acids like other. Okay, so specific methods used for a specific component separation. So here we are discuss on the mode of high performance liquid chromatography. They depending on mode of HPLC is depends on the types of components. So many different types of components, different modes are applicable for the chromatography. Okay, first types of chromatography is neutral, weak, and weak bases, weak acid, weak bases is the first types of component. Second types of components, some may be ionic or basic or acidic type of components. So next is the ionics, inorganic ions, and last is the high molecular weight of compound polymer. At that time we use a different modes of HPLC. Okay, first types of components, some neutral or weak acid or weak bases. At that time our mode is the reverse phase mode of HPLC. We use a reverse phase, and in this we use a stationary phase such as C18. C18 means silicate supported uh, alkyl 18 groups. Okay, so C8, C4 means depends on the silicate material, and in this mobile phase we use a water oblique organic modifiers. Okay, so 80% waters we are use and other is the 20%. Okay, so these methods is the reverse phase method. Okay, so these methods we use type of compounds such as neutral or weak acid, weak base. At that time we use a reverse phase method. So some our analytes type ionics or basic or acidic. At that time we use a ion pair modes of HPLC chromatography, and in this stationary phase we use a same as a reverse phase like C18, C8. Okay, so in this similar mobile phase we are used such as water and organic or sometime ion pair reagent are also used. Okay, so second types of components is the compounds not soluble in water. Okay, so at that time we use a normal phase mode of HPLC, and here we use a stationary phase such as silica, alumina or cyano compound. Cyanotypes means acrylonitrile, etc., diol, etc., and organic phase we use as a mobile phase. And next is the ionic, inorganic ions types of compound. At that time we use a ion exchange mode of HPLC. Ionic, inorganic ions in our compounds or types of components analytes. At that time we use a normal use ion exchange. Okay, and stationary phase anion types of materials we use a stationary phase. Sometimes cation exchange resins are also used in this. Last, high molecular weight of compounds or analytes consist high molecular weight. These types of compound we use a size exclusion mode of HPLC. Okay, in this we use a polystyrene or silica as a stationary phase, and mobile phase gel filtration, aqueous or gel permeation, organic, etc. Okay, so next point is the HPLC contain stationary phase and mobile phase we are used in column. Okay, so in this stationary phase is not polar or stationary solid surface is coated with silicate material. Okay, and this is the immiscibles with mobile phase. Such stationary phase consists of material such as C2, C8, C18 and Cn means nitrile. Okay, C2 means in stationary phase silicate material coated with ethyl silyl. Okay, C2 means two alkyl groups, two carbon alkyl groups are present in this stationary phase. C18 octyl silyl is used in this. Okay, what is C18? C18 is octadecyl silyl as a stationary phase, and here its molecular formula shown. And last is the stationary phase Cn means cyanopropyl silyl used as a stationary phase. In mobile phase, a polar mobile phase consists of acrylonitrile, methanol, water plus buffer solutions we use as a mobile phase in HPLC. So next is the block diagram of HPLC instrument. Okay, so here reservoir, reservoir second and pump, then mixing chamber, solvent condition, injector, pre-column, analytical column, detector, fraction collector. Okay, so this, and lastly recorder. These components are consist in HPLC instrument. Okay, so this all component is very important as compared to in instrumental part. Okay, so this is the more important component. Why use HPLC? Because simultaneous analysis techniques are used, means it applicable for simultaneous analysis, also high resolution. Okay, so high sensitivity and good repeatability. Okay, repeat analysis we can do in this technique. Okay, so next is the moderate analysis conditions are also applicable. So easy to fractionate and purify our component. Okay, so this is the, that's why we use a HPLC. So just we are talking about the instrumentation part of HPLC. So okay, these different component consist in instrument, HPLC instrument. First, solvent storage bottle. Okay, different types of solvent are stored in bottle. Okay, so whatever may be needed in our analysis, so these different types solvent storage bottle first, and then gradient controller and mixing unit. Okay, so sometime we use a mixed solvent. Okay, so at that time we this control and mix in this mixing unit. So next is the degassing of solvent. Okay, solvent consists of bubble. So these bubbles affect our resolution, and that's why we have first need to remove, and this bubble removing by using degassing of solvent, this component. So pump. Okay, pump is used for flow rate, maintaining the flow rate. That's why we use a pump. Okay, there are different pumps are used in this instrument. So next is the pressure gauge. Okay, So these pressure gauge maintain the pressure of flow rate. Okay, so different pressures we are apply by using depends on the our components or depends on the our analytes. Okay, so pressure may be apply near about 30 to 200 atmospheric pressure we use in this instrument. So next is the pre-column. Pre-column and next is the column. Okay, pre-column pre-column is smaller as compared to column. Okay, pre-columns to maintain a solvent and they transfer a pure solvent towards the column, main column. Okay, so next is the simple introduction system and column column in which analytes are resolved and forms a different plates and they separate our components and this transfers towards the detector. Detector detect the analyzed signals and then they transfer for the recorder and the record displays on our computer screen. Okay, so here representation of 3D representation of instrumentation of HPLC. First solvent reservoir, then output check valve, then inlet check valve, different valves are used. Okay, so this is the diagrammatically representation of instrument of HPLC. So another here representation of HPLC, first solvent, then pump, solvent manager, solvent delivery system are there, and then sampler injector. Sometimes we use a manual as well as auto sampler, and then here first use a pre-column and then HPLC column. Okay, so pre-column is smaller and HPLC column is larger, and this size or length of HPLC columns is depends on the our analytes. So another, sorry for, this is the block diagram of HPLC instrumentation, different components here represent the diagram, flow diagram of HPLC, and then this HPLC column separate our components and they transfer to detectors, and after detection these elode transfer to the collector, this waste collector, and then detector transfer signals towards the our computer data station, and this computer display our chromatogram on the PC. So this is the another 3D. Okay, in short, this also another instrumentation of HPLC. So this, okay, so first is the mobile phase reservoir, solvent reservoir, then injection wall, then column, then loop, and then detector. Okay, so interface and data station. Okay, so this is the diagrammatically representation of HPLC. So here outline of the LC 210, 2010. So in this first reservoir tray, and then auto sampler, means sometimes we use a manual, then Coleman oven, and then design units, pump units, lower pressure gradient devices, means this maintain the pressure, and so system collector, and last detector. Okay, there are different types of detectors are used. Okay, so sometimes UV detector, fluorescent detector. uh, okay, so different types are EMS detector. Okay, mass. So here step by step representation of HPLC instrument. Okay, first is the reservoir. Different solvents are here, and then the delivery system, solvent delivery system. Okay, so then we use a HPLC column. Okay, Rheodine injector. Okay, so this is the most important injector recently used, a Rheodine injector. Okay, so this is the use for inject the our sample. Okay, so next is the HPLC column. Okay, and then detector, and then detect the analytes and transfer to the computer workstation. First discuss a solvent or mobile phase reservoir. Okay, here first discuss solvent mobile phase reservoir. Okay, there are different types of solvents present here. This reservoir, glass or stainless steel contain capable of holding up to 1 liter mobile phase. Okay, so this reservoir making from glass and stainless steel. So, okay, and this capacity is near about 1 liter storing capacity. So this inner two variety of aqueous and non-aqueous mobile phase are reserved, and this stainless steel should be avoided because some analytes consist of some solvent consist containing halide ions. Okay, at that time stainless steel uh, should avoid. Okay, so because this interacts with stainless steel. Second, here design and filtration of mobile phase. Okay, so in this many cases aqueous solvent and some organic solvents are degases prior to use. Okay, degassing and filtration of mobile phase. So many cases or solvent consist a gas, some bubble gas also present. So in this purpose, these removing bubbles by stirring solvent and degases or remove the bubbles. Okay, so this degassing and filtration mobile phase. So next is the degassing is done to prevent formation of gas bubble. Okay, in the pump or detector, and these bubbles apex to the our resolution and detection technique. So the mobile phase are filtered to remove particular matter. So mobile phase are filtered to remove particular particulate matter that may clog the system. Okay, so difference affect these bubbles on our analysis. Second is the tubing. What is tubing? It should be inert and its ability to withstand pressure. Okay, so in this high performance liquid chromatography use a high pressure at that time. We have to need this column tube ability to withstand a pressure, hold the pressure and do not crack. So next is the able to carry sufficient volume. Okay, so sometime we use a viscous flow. That's time this is able to carry the sufficient volume. Okay, so next is the pump system. Okay, so many pump systems are used. Near about 3 to 4 pumps are used in this HPLC instrument, and these pump capacity near about maintain the pressure near about 3000 to 6000 psi Pascal. Okay, and it's near about 414 bar pressure. Okay, so solvents or mobile phase must be passed through a column at high pressure. So that's why we use a pump, and pump apply a pressure near about 6000 Pascal or 414 bar pressure. Okay, so next is the as the particle size of stationary phase is smaller. Okay, smaller size and the resist to the flow of solvent will be high. So that's why we use a pump system. We external apply the pressure to increase a flow rate of solvent. So next, why they are resist? Because particle size is very small, stationary phase particle size is very small, and they resist the flow rate. Okay, so tightly pack columns, and they uh, flow rates lower flow rates, and that's why increasing flow rates we use a high pressure. So that is the smaller the particle size of stationary phase, smaller particle size of stationary phase, the greater is the resistance to the flow of solvent. Okay, so this and smaller the size of stationary phase, get better the resolution of analytes. Okay, so this is the application of size of stationary phase, size of particle of stationary phase, and hence high pressure is recommended for HPLC. Second is the requirement for pumps. Pumps require a high pressure near about 6000 Pascal and 414 bar. Okay, pulse free output, and all materials in the pump should be chemically resistant to solvent. Okay, this is the another requirement. And next is the flow rate rating from 0.1 to 10 milliliter per minute. Okay, so this can be continuous flow. Okay, so next is the pump should be capable of taking the solvents from single reservoir or more than one reservoir containing different solvents simultaneously. Okay, this is the another requirement of pumps. Next is the types of pump in use a in HPLC. there are different types of pumps used in HPLC. Here three types of pumps are used. Okay, and there are more explanation we discuss in next lecture. So first types of HPLC pumps is displacement pump. Second is reciproco reciprocating pump. Reciprocating pumps, and last is the pneumatic pump. First is the displacement pump, second is reciprocating pumps, and third is the pneumatic pump. Okay, so briefly discuss on next lecture. Okay, so today we are stop here, and next lecture briefly discuss on this topic. Okay, so thank you watching this video. Thank you, have a nice day.